Let's bring in the former U.S. Defense Intelligence Officer and author of Putin's Playbook, Rebekah Koffler. Rebekah, good morning to you. What sanctions would you like to see be announced that you think might actually make a difference here?
Well, it's very naive and even delusional of Biden to think that sanctions are going to change Putin's behavior. Remember, Putin and Russia have been sanctions for 10 years. It hasn't done anything except it actually propped up the Russian economy because the military-industrial sector is spurring growth. And what the Russians did is actually import substitution. Putin has a PhD in economics. Sanction-proofed his economy long before he invaded Ukraine, which he planned for the past 20 years. So, no, it's not going to change Putin. He actually has a doctrine, the targeted assassination doctrine, that he is implementing against his opponents.
If sanctions won't work to change Putin's behavior, then what will?
What will is establishing relations. See, right now, the White House, neither Biden nor the White House, they don't have any leverage over Russia. It's not like China, with whom we have dependencies, right? So, and at this point, the relations are so low that I don't expect any improvements. And Biden has actually boxed himself in by calling Putin killer, this or that. How do you negotiate with a person whom you actually designated as a killer and whom you want to grab if he travels, you know, due to the international court outstanding warrant? Okay, so unfortunately, until the next president comes in, there's no hope to change Putin's behavior.
One of the reasons, just a side note here, that Putin has so much money is because they're exporting gas to countries like India that need gas. If we just ended our stupidity with regard to the climate change and catering to the progressive left, we'd be able to sell that energy to India as well, and that would eliminate so much money out of Putin's coffers. But we refuse to do that. And taking this as a whole, none of these sanctions work. And that's why he has so much leverage, Rebekah.
Exactly. It's absolutely idiotic what Biden did when he came to power. He canceled the Keystone pipeline, so Putin's revenues went up. Russia's defense budget increased 1.5 and that is, in my intelligence assessment, was one of the drivers for him to invade right at this time. Not the only driver, but definitely it was part of his decision calculus.
How do you think Alexei Navalny died? What are you hearing about that?
My assessment is that Navalny died in the hands of Russian intelligence. Putin has a doctrine, as I said, that is called wet affairs, which is effectively the spilling of blood. And this doctrine the Soviets used, since, forever, right? And so Navalny was a very vocal critic of Putin. He was leading a movement, an opposition movement. And so now that Putin is up for re-election in March 15 through 17, he didn't want any kind of, not that Navalny was posing a major threat to him, but Putin wanted a narrative that the Russians are overwhelmingly supporting him. And he obviously wanted to punish Putin. So my assessment, he was held in horrible conditions. I was actually honored to translate Navalny's letters that he wrote out of Gulag to another Soviet dissident, Natan Sharansky. They were moving. They were giving me goosebumps. I was crying. They're published right now in the free press, so you can read them. And we're going to write our own op-ed on Fox News.
Before we let you go, American ballerina with dual citizenship. She lives in California. She's arrested in Russia, facing life in prison for simply donating $51 to the Ukrainian army. All this happening while Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gerskovich, his appeal is rejected by a Moscow court. To the ballerina, why do you think that individual right there, is the latest pawn in Putin's hostage diplomacy?
Outrageous. I'll tell you exactly why. She was a dual citizen. Russia, U.S. citizen. Well, for the Russians, there's no such a thing as a dual citizen. Right. By law, once you're born in Russia, you are Russian. And Putin, I would never go to Russia. As somebody who is born and raised and somebody who worked in U.S. intelligence, never would set my foot. I would never make it out of the airport. Right. What Putin wants to do, he wants to intimidate right now. He wants to portray to us that no U.S. citizen is safe in Russian prison right now. Not Evan Gerskovich, not Paul Whelan, it strikes home, this particular case, because my daughter is a ballerina, and it would be her dream to dance in the Bolshoi Theater. I would never let her do that, okay?
And this ballerina could possibly be used for a future hostage exchange.
Exactly.
That's why John Kirby is saying if you're a U.S. citizen, including dual nationals residing or traveling to Russia, you ought to leave right now. Sound advice from John Kirby there. Rebekah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Rebekah.
having me.
Great